Yep.
Well, they're probably fighting weather now as opposed to.
Well, she's in Appleton last week, and she's Sunday morning, 8 o'clock. She said, "Oops, we got to go to the start." The news and views expressed herein are the sole property of Kenosha Today. Certain portions of this program may be unsuitable for children, sensitive adults, small animals, and the general public. Viewer discretion is advised. Are we ready, Scott? Let's go. We don't have any music this morning, thanks to our internet.
A Christmas musicless
Our
Christmas.
internet overlords have deleted the music. So
Here we go.
It's the Kenosha Today Breakfast Club, starring Uncle Scotty Barter with the turkey neck. And
That is a turkey neck, right?
yes, it is. And Santa Elmo today.
Yeah. There you go.
Smoking a cigarette. Okay, that's.
We're the only one in kindergarten smoking.
Call in on the Kenosha Day hotline, 262-597-3020. And here
Good
we
morning,
are.
everybody, and happy holidays to everybody. This is Uncle Scotty Barter, along with Emil the Insane Schneider, and we welcome you to the December 19th edition of the Kenosha Today Saturday Morning Breakfast Club. Emil, the year has gotten away.
Thank God.
It seems like we were just yesterday doing our last show in WLIP, the third week of February, and then the rest of it's kind of a blur.
Then the pandemic hit, and here we are. So
We have escaped the bonds.
Did you notice there may be a correlation from that as soon as we started doing this television show, the pandemic hit. So that was.
we were in lockdown. Remember when we first started in March? We were doing a half-hour show every afternoon.
Every day. Yeah.
And it got to be too much like work. And so we have escaped the bonds of the Barter Manor family room and are now on a mission to broadcast anywhere on this wonderful planet we call Earth.
Broadcasting from the Rumpus Room this
The
morning.
Rumpus Room, high above Walnut Grove. The second story, anyway. Streaming live across the cool and damp cornfields of the Midwest to everyone all around the world. We've had such a mild winter, we haven't even had maybe a trace of snow last weekend, but I look at it this way, that's one less bad day I got to deal with, and one day closer
I
to
use
spring.
the Tom Skilling meteorological winter thing, which is December, January, February. That's 3 months of winter there. So that's
coming up on
it's
Monday.
spring and on March 1st.
Yeah.
So I go by his calendar, and that's.
Come Monday, the 21st, is the shortest day of the year.
Yep.
I think, what is it? It's less than 8 hours? Or I forget what. I have it someplace in here of actual daylight. And then once we get to that, then the day's starting to get a little longer. Next thing you know, bingo, Easter.
One of my ex-wives called me the shortest day of the year, but that's
It's probably for some unrelated reason. We are brought to you this morning by our sponsors, Barter's Financial Planning Services, along with a host of other very fine local businesses. Just out of curiosity, why would you bring that up?
You said the shortest day of the year. So
Well, I know where you were going with this.
Come on, we gotta get some ratings here. What the heck? You gotta...
We remain committed to the great city of Kenosha and continue to broadcast live and local, bringing you the best, most up-to-date news, weather, sports, and entertainment. Of course, we welcome your call in 262-597-3020. And if you want to watch a replay, just go to YouTube and hit the Saturday Morning Breakfast Club.
Yep.
You can now sign up with the thousands of our fans who have joined the Kenosha Today Nation and like us on Facebook.
I was unable to post a link to the show this morning. For some reason, it wasn't working. So
From last week?
no, for today.
Oh, so what's that going to mean?
Well, if somebody goes to Facebook, there will not be a link to the show on there.
You can do it
There's an
afterwards.
announcement there, but just go to YouTube. And,
Oh, you go to YouTube.
Right.
Oh,
Yep.
you can get it on YouTube, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
It is 38 degrees here in the Kenosha Today Nation this morning. For those in the stock market, it's still over 30,000. Kind of a little dip in that, and I think some of the, I guess the positive comments are the vaccine is here, though. They've shipped some out. We're going to get into that in a little bit. So it's going to be a long way before other than the frontline workers get it, but that's okay. Actually, I'm pretty sure that I'm going to take this because at 71, what the hell. But I just want to make sure that the side effects, and it'll give us a couple months to play out that. But
Here's the big question. You think Joe Biden's going to let Kamala Harris give him the vaccine? So I think be real worried about what's in that syringe if I was Joe. So
could be worse. Could be Nancy Pelosi. This is Botox. I got that screwed up. My bad. Yeah, here it is. The shortest day of the year. Starts on Monday. Refers to the entire day.
The winter solstice. Yep.
Yeah, the Earth's North Pole is pointing furthest away from the sun. Sun's over there, so got to be over that way.
Yeah, but if you go to South Pole, it's daytime all the time down there. So
That's true. A wealth of information. Elmo, let's talk about the big story. Getting our federal government got hacked into this week. Apparently, it's by the Russians. How do we know it's the Russians?
there's a certain. I don't want to get too technical,
Okay,
and
but-
it gets too deep into stuff. But you can tell every bit of information that comes across identifies the machine that you're using. Let's put it
Here's
that
how you
way.
can tell it was the Russians. You just watch Vladimir Putin on one of his press conferences. He's got the biggest smile on his face. He's licking his chops. So
No, it was this guy with the bottle of Stoli. That's what I think they know. It was the Russians.
there we go. That was a dead giveaway.
Yeah.
Boy, the CIA couldn't uncover that. Here, little Kenosha today, streaming live from the rumpus room, and we figured this all out. And the guys from Homeland Security, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, look for the bottle of Stoli. That's the thing.
You know what the real problem is? That part of the Treasury Department got hacked, and I was talking to a client this week. They cashed the individual's check back in early March. They haven't processed her return yet, and the lady says 3 million tax returns are still currently being processed. One, the IRS is way understaffed, and if we come up with this stimulus bill or whatever else, they have to basically shut the Treasury, the IRS down, and get this out. I think they're going to probably have to extend the due dates like they did last year. But for those that are relying on refunds, I wouldn't do that anymore.
I've never relied on a refund, so
No, I haven't either.
I always have to pay a little bit. I do a big estimate at the end of the year, and so I know
what?
right where I'm at. So
It's just like the analogy is, well, look at that. I got $5,000 back. Well, you and I are real good friends, Elmo. I want you to lend me $5,000. I'm going to pay you back in 15 months, but I'm not
That's
going
right.
to pay you in interest. Would you get involved with that? No.
No.
No way would you do that. But you'd, and then so, well, it's a forced savings. You're letting the IRS.
force it, but they don't pay you any interest. Okay, what?
No, they don't. However, this year, when returns were filed on time in July, then they got a check 6 weeks later for $11. That was the IRS paying them interest for the lateness. But so getting back to this Russian thing and all these things that they breaking into solar winds. Who's in charge of these things that they allowed that to happen, or is this?
Well, we had this discussion yesterday.
I know.
The whole thing is, there people that work for the government don't care. Okay.
Well,
That's really what it comes
called the
down to.
government dole, I guess, being on the government dole.
What difference? I show up, I do my job, whether it's good or bad. I'm not going to get fired, so I don't care. That's the whole.
A lot of those people, they are good people, but they are working for municipalities or state government or the federal.
That's it.
They can't find a job in the private sector.
That's right.
I've had some experiences. with-
Speaking of finding a job in the private sector, we've hired a couple of interns here, so that's where they are. So that's what we. Those are the new Kenosha Today Santa's helpers here. So that's.
No, they're not. They're not communists.
No. They're strictly
Just kidding.
private sector.
Oh, private sector.
That's it. Yep. So,
Hey, there's one. Hey, looks like we all got the same. Wearing our tassels
that's
to the right
right.
side. We're good to go. So, getting back to this, just briefly, how do you think we're going to get out of this? I mean,
I don't know.
they went to U.S. government agencies, major corporations. I mean, nothing's safe these days.
Nope.
You can hack into anything.
Well, I told you when I had the IT company, those guys. As I said, we can hack in. We're going to jam the cell phones at the city council meeting that one time.
Yeah, you
they
could have
asked
done
me
that.
about that, and it's highly illegal, but we could have done it. That's when
Ray Miser and
those
the
guys
boys.
were texting each other in the middle of the city council meeting, which constituted an illegal thing up there. So
Yeah,
I don't know
those-
who I talked to. This is well, I can. I put some guy parked in a parking lot. He's got a jammer in his car. He can just jam the thing. They can't get
Miser
in.
would have gone nuts.
Yeah.
But see, at that
But
time,
we have morals, though. We didn't do anything. That's one of the big problems. Is no one has morals anymore. So that's
that's why we showed that picture with the two hot babes on it before.
Well, what's immoral about that?
Nothing.
Okay, what's wrong with them? But you like to have them coming down your chimney, filling your stocking up with carrots.
I'm a mature guy. So where was it? Oh, well, we'll have to see how it works out. They gotta put some brakes, but I suppose you could hack into anything these days, right?
Yep. It's
So
not that hard. So.
anyway, the vaccine is rolled out this last week, and Kenosha finally got some, and Dr. Fullen over at wherever he's at, Freuder got his, and I like his comment. One small injection for man, but a leap for the dark of mankind. Okay, well, he's a cardiologist. It sounds good to me. But they're being able to vaccinate 24 people an hour, and that's, I think, just their own people, and their employees are doing it voluntarily and it's at no cost. And I think eventually when we get going here, I'm probably going to think closer to February, when I believe Walgreens will have it and CVS, and you can make an appointment and go in there. So, hey, there's a new app I just read about today. It's supposed to be a new app coming off your phone that you can, it'll tell you if you've been close to somebody who's had it.
That's now being required at UW-Madison.
Oh, really?
If you're a student or employee of anything there, no, you have to have that app on your phone, and it will. You know what kind of reminds me of? Remember that movie Invasion of the Body Snatchers, when they would get close to a certain person and knew they were not an alien?
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
So that'll tell you if you have the virus and if you're close to somebody.
No, you're close to somebody that's got it.
Yes,
So
okay.
we have a call here.
All right. Let's go ahead.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Kenosha today.
Good morning, Santa Clauses.
Ho, Dennis.
Could I please speak to your interns?
You want that's on the hotline number.
They're busy under the table right now, but that's
I see you've given Shirley some competition with the Weather Girl outfit there.
So how's things in the life of a mall rat?
Well, I've really been staying away from the malls. There's really not much to do in the way of gift giving this year. I don't expect anything, and
You won't get anything.
if I decide to give somebody a gift, I'll give it to them pretty much when I want to give it to them, not necessarily on Christmas. So,
So you.
I don't know. I mean,
that's the
to me,
lamest
Christmas
excuse
has
you can
more
come
of
up with.
a religious meaning. It really does. I believe more in the religious aspect of Christmas.
Well, when can we expect our presents to arrive? Later today?
Well, your present is here today, and your future will be here tomorrow. But
Why do I even open my mouth sometimes?
I expect to see you, though. You'll be getting some type of a compensatory, shall we say,
vodka
reward
and chips, right?
on January 3rd.
Hey,
we got the birthday bash going.
yeah,
That's right.
January 3rd. That's still on for the Packer-Bear game, which I believe is still supposed to be at noon in Soldier Field. God, it's going to be chilly down there.
Chilly
Yeah,
today,
I'll
hot
be honest
tamale.
with you guys. I'm ready to be made fun of because although the Packers may not have anything to play for at that game.
Well, they are the number
Yeah,
one
it could
seed
be.
now.
If they lock that up.
But they got two big games to go before they get there. Who they got? They got I think the Vikings.
No. They got Carolina, Tennessee, maybe.
Tennessee, okay.
They may be the tough one, and then the Bears.
All right.
That's it.
Well, I because they have a tendency to play down to other lower teams' levels. When you team like the Lions that only had 2 or 3 wins, they come in and gave them a good game for a while.
And if they get the bye, that's the whole.
Then you rest everybody.
Well, you're arresting everybody, but there's been a trend with teams that rest people for their last regular game of the season. They lose their
Right.
rhythm, and they lose in the first
Dennis,
round.
this would have been some years ago. The Packers were 15-1, and just like
That was
Elmo
it,
pointed
yeah.
out, they rested everybody. They came back, and the Giants were only
They're
barely
a wild card.
500.
They were the lowest wild card team. They're the lowest seed in the
They
whole
came
thing.
into Green
They
Bay and beat them and went on to win a Super
win the
Bowl.
Super Bowl. So that's I think
Yeah, that's the one where Brett threw that interception, right, at the end or something.
no. Rodgers was playing. For
Rodgers
them.
was playing at this time.
Yep.
Oh, Rodgers was playing. Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, you're thinking
Hey, I
of,
disagree with your theory on lending money and interest. By the way,
okay.
I think if I asked Antetokounmpo to borrow some money right now, he wouldn't charge me interest. He can afford to do that, I think.
You know, I was listening. They just signed him to what, 5 more years with some huge, ungodly sum of money.
$248 million.
They looked at if you include, and it was an estimate, the preseason games, the regular season games, and figuring how many postseason games he would play. He gets paid $13,600 a minute for every game that he's in. So that's it.
I like his press conference. And the reporter asked him about the money, and he says, I'm just interested in playing basketball. I'm basketball. That's why I'm here. He came here at 18. He's been here for 5-6 years already. I didn't realize that.
He's got 2 brothers in the league too.
He's
know
also been MVP twice, I believe.
Yep.
And I'm glad
You have to admit though, somebody said if he wasn't in Milwaukee, nobody would pay attention to the Bucks. That was the.
Well, do you remember back when?
So it's probably for those New York financiers that own the team, that's a good thing.
Remember back in the early 70s when a guy came out of UCLA called Lou Alcindor?
Yeah.
And he demanded to be traded, if I recall, to the Lakers, specifically LA, because culturally he had changed his name to Abdul-Jabbar, and he didn't fit into Milwaukee and a bunch of beer drinking, guzzling, bratwurst cheeseheads. So he demanded.
Oh yeah, he had death threats when he changed his name.
Yeah, but he converted to Muslim, I believe that would have been, right? Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah.
His agent and some other investing people really ripped him off in his career. They really ripped him off financially.
I heard that. He's penniless just about.
Well, he
should have gone to Barter Financial Advisors, and they would have took care of him.
He was in the movie Airplane, though. Remember that?
Oh, yeah, what a lame part that was.
Yeah.
Going back to, I think they won it in 71. And the biggest thing, they brought in a guy named Oscar Robertson.
He was one of the best.
From Cincinnati. He set Jabbar up, and that was before the three-point play was around.
Yep.
So they had a great group.
You know the story about how Jabbar changed his name, don't you?
Okay, here we go. Go ahead.
No, it's Ed Kelly, who was the Park District Commissioner in Chicago, a good buddy of Mayor Daley's, the first Mayor Daley, came up here, took Jabbar down on the train, on the Amtrak, to Chicago to a courtroom, legally changed his name, then he came back up to Milwaukee and his name was legally changed, in the course of an afternoon.
Why did he go down to Chicago when technically he came from New York? Power high.
Right, but you can change your court name legally, and as long as it's a official recognized court. And I think he did that to avoid all the publicity.
He maybe did it in
a
federal court as opposed to a state court to do it. So if he thought he was leaving for California anyway, then it's just a big hassle.
Yeah, I get
every
that.
state you go to. So that's it.
But at any rate, I want to talk about the Packers and then the Bears real quick. The Packers, they got to get some special teams because they basically suck when they start letting punt returns.
Well, they got all the scrubs in there. That's why.
I know. Well,
with the whole COVID thing and everything, they've had to, they don't have a good, they get all these guys that are, they found them walking in front of the boathouse and then they sign them to a contract.
Anybody standing, hey,
except for that one who was walking in front of the boathouse, but with Adam's apple and high heels.
We will go there.
So, okay.
Getting back to Bears preview, and they have Cowher, the former coach from Pittsburgh, and some real bright guys, and they were talking about your Trubinsky, and they all said this is his opportunity to show what he can do. He will make a great backup quarterback someplace, and he says he can throw the ball, but he doesn't know in what direction. So they predict he will end up someplace as a backup quarterback, but he comes with a lot of salary. that guy that gave him all that money when they drafted him some years ago. I don't know what he was thinking, but I think
You talk about Cowher. I dated a girl for a while that used to live next door to him in Cincinnati. So,
Well, Trubisky, this is how sad the Bears' quarterbacking situation is. I think Trubisky is in the top 5, if not closer to number 1, of percentage of completions of all Bear quarterbacks in history.
It's only 60%.
of all Bear quarterbacks,
Yeah,
that's
right.
the whole,
I
that's
saw
the whole
that.
thing.
I go, oh, boy, somebody's talk about some creative accounting. I don't understand. How
Well, no, the Bears have not had a good quarterback for 50 years, probably. Jim McMahon was maybe okay, and he wasn't even that good. So.
he could throw and he could run a little bit, but other than that, he could drink a
He could drink a lot too.
He was a good leader, McMahon. He was a good leader.
Yep. It was
For
probably-
that, for
he's
that
good,
group. Yep.
good in the clubhouse. That was it.
But for that group, and remember when those guys did the Super Bowl shuffle with Walter Payton and who's the big guy, the lineman that's still Dave Hampton, some of those guys. But they had
Hampton.
Oh, yeah.
Fridge.
Well, Hampton is still on the air with Obradovich. They
Yep.
critique the Bear games on
Dan
Tuesday
Hampton.
nights. And,
You know, there's
they give them hell.
There's
they give
people-
them hell.
there's people still today that are upset with Ditka. If you recall, when they got the ball on about the 1 or 2 yard line,
Not giving it
and
to
not
Payton.
giving it to Walter Payton and giving it to some fat tub called the refrigerator. I know it was in their playbook, but you owed it to Walter Payton that let him make a Super Bowl touchdown. I thought, but
Well, Payton was very upset about that. He almost didn't talk to the press after the game until his agent came up to him and said, "Walter, you got to talk to the press. You got to," because Walter was very disappointed himself. He didn't get one. You
Hey,
know?
we got one of Santa's helpers on the line here, so we got to talk to.
hang on, Dennis.
Good morning, Shirley.
Ho, ho, ho!
Ho, ho, ho.
Good morning. Hey!
What's up, Mrs. Santa?
Oh, you got your shopping done, everybody?
Shopping.
Oh, I have my shopping done, but not my shoplifting.
It's called
Oh,
envelopes
really?
full of cash. That's what I give away. So that's it.
I'm all done. I bought a couple minor things. Well, not minor. When the person I give them to decides if it's minor or major, and I always keep the gift receipts because you never know. And
Yeah, we're not shopping as much this year.
well,
We gave it up. We used the a certain person that used to give large bundles of cash and leave them on the front seats of cars here in Kenosha. So I used that method of Christmas shopping. That's it. So who will name it? So
I use.
And surely a popular gift this year is plywood.
yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Oh no. Hey,
No.
we were talking. We were talking to.
I know there's a joke coming.
Hang on. Go ahead.
We were talking to a downtown business owner yesterday. They're getting the big steel shutters to put over their windows down there
At a huge cost.
at a huge cost. Permanently, because they're just waiting for everything to break loose. 'Cause plywood ain't good enough. I'm putting the steel shutters in my business, so that's it. So, what do you said? $40,000.
Yeah, there you go. You need steel ones.
Well, my neighbor put steel shutters over her bathroom windows, and I can't figure out why she did that. But
blocked your view. Don't you have some kind of homeowners association that you can have those removed? Hey, speaking of that,
Nancy was wondering why I'm not a hunter, but I asked for one of those hunter telescopes for Christmas.
speaking of that, I was in an article in the paper this week that Trump's going to move down to Mar-a-Lago that he bought in '85, and then he converted it to something in '93 or thereabouts. And the neighbors are saying, you signed a thing that says you can't spend more than 3 weeks here for the entire year.
I actually went to a cocktail party there,
And
a dinner party.
they're saying when
they rented it out.
When he comes down there, it disrupts the whole area. And apparently the missus, she went down there this last couple of days because they had some huge renovations. And they're saying, you know what, I don't know what's going to happen there. It's going to end up in court, but he signed this thing back in '93.
Here's a good one. Who lives next door to Mar-a-Lago? We talked
Michael
about.
Jordan, isn't it?
Nope. No. Rod Stewart.
Oh, that's right.
I went down.
Forgot.
I've been down.
Oh, okay.
Rod Stewart lives next door to Mar-a-Lago, so that's it.
So anyway, I just get the kids. I buy a gift card to someplace for their family, and I did that to my youngest daughter. And she says, "Dad, I don't care about the family. Let them go out and buy a lawnmower. I want something to Kohl's or Penny's or for me." I said, "Okay, works for me." So
then cash.
that's the same thing. She can
Envelopes full of cash. It's like what Mayor
Yeah, I'll
Daley did.
take cash.
I thought you wanted video games for Christmas, Shirley.
Yeah.
Hey,
I
I
guess-
hear you make a mean batch of Christmas cookies.
Ooh.
Yeah, I
some
did
special
read them
ingredients in there?
already.
Oh, come on. Oh, man. I thought I could get some.
well, just save some for the Bear Packer game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I guess I had a Nancy. How's Nancy? I love Nancy.
Oh, God, here we go.
She loves you, too, and your cookies.
Another call.
Where is she shopping or?
She's at the club again working out.
So
So
what
she
you all
can have
doing?
more.
Hey, Dennis,
so she
when
can have more Christmas cookies.
Oh, good for her. Good for her.
when she's working out to the sweating to the oldies, what are you all doing? What are you sweating to?
I am the oldie.
Hey, Shirley, you got some weather for us?
You want the weather now?
Well, let me build up the act here a little bit. Kenosha today's radar weather is sponsored by Capo Web Design, which is a locally owned web design and development business here in Kenosha, specializing in website design, development, maintenance, site services, and support. Who actually designed and is currently developing our site, KenoshaToday.com. So for more information, you can visit www.capowebdesign.com. Okay, Shirley, lay it on us.
Okay. An afternoon rain or snow shower, 40 to 32. The weather is getting warmer. Clouds going way to some sun, 39 to 31. Monday, clouds with a rain or a little snow shower.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Tuesday, some sunshine, 39 to 35. Tuesday, yeah, pretty good. And Wednesday, breezy, spotty, morning showers, 43 to 15. Oh, there I am. Yeah, there I am.
Oh,
Hey, Dennis.
man.
Hey, Dennis. How does that get to your polar vortex? How's that working out for you?
Shirley, are you going to tell the kids about Santa during the weather report on Christmas Eve?
Right.
You got to keep up with where Santa's at, you know.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
We got a picture. Can you go to Santa's picture?
Which one?
he's all over the place, Santa.
Here's where we saw Santa last night at the production meeting. Elmo's going to bring this up. There is Santa. It'll just wait for a couple seconds and then wait for it.
Look over here.
Oh, once it gets there, then it should be live. Yeah, this is Shirley. So I compliment you. You didn't just read that off of some newspaper. You put a lot of thought process into that.
Right. Oh, there's Santa. Oh, my gosh.
Slacking.
I wonder what's going on with the weed whacker there. That's the.
Oh, boy. Yeah, holy cow.
See, you can't find this.
Where's Gunga, I wonder?
I don't know. He'll be calling.
He'll
me.
be coming on. Now that you've been on, Shirley, you can be sure he'll be coming on.
See, now, Shirley, you got to be honest. You can't find stuff like this on Lenny Palmer's show, can you?
No.
Never.
Well,
Never.
We got to put Santa's
oh,
helpers
that's
back.
gross.
there.
That's
All right.
gross.
All right, this is one shot just for you, Dennis. As long as the missus is out of town.
I love it. I love it.
Which one of you was that?
What?
I'm the good-looking one.
The Santa? Okay. Oh, it's not me. I never do that.
Oh, boy.
I haven't done that in a long, long time. So
Those
Since
are
last
your
night.
girlfriends?
No, no. Last night I had a different problem, but there was no problem. But
It's not gonna go there. So what else? What else y'all want to talk about?
Those two girls you had on the camera, who are they?
We'd rather
those
not say.
are our helpers. That's Santa's helpers. So.
Oh, okay, those are your helpers. All right.
Well, not in your traditional sense.
Enough said.
That was last night. Okay, but that's
He was on his own. I don't partake. Hey, what do you think of my my Christmas sweater? Elmo criticized my sweater from last week, but this is, sign
Oh,
of.
I like it. I think it looks sexy.
whoa.
I do too.
What was that address again?
Yeah.
Well, wouldn't you agree,
And
Dennis?
I love Elmo in his hat. He looks cute in that hat.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Dennis, wearing a white sweater at Christmas is a sign of innocence and purity, don't you think?
I agree totally.
Well,
That's the
I
problem.
couldn't
We
have said it
can't,
any better myself.
because we can't wear anything green. That's the problem here. So we can't wear anything green.
Innocent of what?
innocent of.
Hey,
Well-
are you guys going to miss snow on the ground if Kenosha doesn't have snow?
No.
Nope, not at all.
Not me. I won't miss it.
I changed.
I remember being in Kenosha in the 60s on 39th Avenue where my cousins lived. We used to visit them from Chicago. And the snow on the driveways would be piled up shoulder high after it was plowed and pushed to the side.
We were just talking about the blizzard of '68 last night at the production meeting. So that was one of our topics.
You remember?
Or '78, '79. That was
That was another one. Groundhog's Day in 2011, when we had 23 inches, and I'm looking at the 40 inches that they got out in New Jersey and New York. It's like a drop in the park, but 23 is just way too much. But the other side of that, if it gets there in mid to late February, it ain't going to be there all along. Once it gets here at this time, or the 1st of December, that makes it for a long, late winter.
No, we're talking about '78, '79. That's when I was at Carthage, and we would have a little bit to drink and maybe some other stuff, and jump out of the 4th floor windows into the snowdrifts on the 4 stories below. So that was.
And to think, Dennis, having heard that, these guys all graduated somehow, some way, jumping out 4-story windows at Carthage College.
Yep.
I'll tell you where I was during the 79 snowstorm.
Huh.
I got stuck working at Cook County Jail 3 days in a row without coming home.
Wow.
What a spa!
You make any friends there, Dennis?
They had a whole living unit separated for the guys who were working, and you slept in a bed in a cell.
That's it. Yeah.
Oh,
Hey, Dennis, are you exchanging Christmas cards with your friend that you met named Bubba and Walt?
No, but I wasn't his wife.
Well, not long term, but I mean, 3 days. Did you?
Was Richard Speck still there at that time, or was he?
No, Gacy was. In fact, at that time, I was assigned to Gacy.
Right.
Did you dress as a clown?
Yeah, the killer clown, good old John Wayne. What a piece of work he was.
Well, I remember Richard Speck made that video dressed in women's underwear. Okay, I remember that. They put that all over TV. So.
You should have given him the Kenosha Today soap on a rope gift set then for Christmas.
Well, if you remember, he made a half-hearted suicide attempt when he was first arrested.
Gacy?
And a buddy of mine who was working at the time told him, no, this is how you do it. And he was looking at my buddy.
You need
He
some
looked
help?
at my buddy like what's he doing? Why is he telling me this?
They executed him, didn't they? Or did he?
Yeah, he was the last individual executed in the state of Illinois. I think it was in it was in the late 80s, I think.
And what was it? Did they do?
Here's a nice Christmas topic. Okay, we're talking.
yeah, right.
Trying to be
Oh, boy.
informative.
Ho, ho, ho. Ho, ho, ho.
Okay. All right. Well.
Yeah, that's right. We can't talk about that. We have to talk about things like Governor Ryan, who got rid of that death penalty right around Christmas time, I think it was.
Well, he's the guy that's still in jail.
I was
isn't he?
stuck in the garage in the 70s.
Oh, we know.
Oh,
we know why.
And usually we
I
wait
had a really good time. The heck with the snow.
and usually we wait for Gunga to call in and bring the show down to a lower level. But at least you're doing your part, Shirley.
You know, I heard, Scott Wilmo, I heard Paul, and Shirley, you guys know Paul.
Sure.
I was listening to a very high-class broadcast, not on the level as this one, but close to it, on a powerful radio station out of Milwaukee. And Paul called in to that show. I was very impressed with his
I've heard him
comments on the show that he called
I've heard him
into.
several times on that station. I listen to that all the time. So,
I do too, yeah.
of course, he was never as enlightening as he is on our show, but that's
Never. But that's because that's what you inspire, enlightenment.
Like we said, the bar starts slow and we taper down from there.
Speaking of inspiration, we have that right. Okay, that's.
Gunga, where are you?
Yeah, I want to say Merry Christmas to Ganga.
Just a
and
second.
Paul and
Just hang on.
Good morning. You're on Kenosha today.
Good morning. It took me an extra long time to pull off my pants after that weather broadcast.
Merry Christmas, Ganga. How's my boyfriend? Merry Christmas.
Good morning, you two-timing hussy. I called Captain Mike your boyfriend, too. I'm telling you right now, I will not stand for it.
All right, hold on. We got somebody else. This one I don't recognize. So.
Just like I had Mr. Barter.
That was a 269 Paul. So.
All right, hang on, everybody. We're going to go one at a time. We got one more to.
Good morning. You're on Kenosha today.
Did I hear my name?
Yes.
yes.
Were your ears burning?
No, I thank you for the compliment. I do appreciate it.
Well, for the.
I guess I'm just a kind of a radio geek in a way.
Hi, Paul.
So you
Paul.
taught. Hey, Paul, you taught Shirley everything she knows then about being a radio geek, right?
Yeah, right.
Shirley,
Yes,
Merry Christmas season.
you
How's
too.
that governor working out for you?
Paul, you're slacking. That took you 12 seconds to get that out this time.
Yeah, right.
I was, honest to God, last night my wife and I were watching the very first episode of Little House on the Prairie,
Oh God.
which, honest to God, if I were you, I'd go back and watch it, and it will remind you of a time when television was much better. But anyway, what was interesting about it, near the end of the episode, it was like a 2-hour pilot. After much hardship, traveling to Kansas, building their house, being threatened by Indians, harsh winter, they had finally settled in, right? And they were really starting to enjoy it. Michael Landon says to his bride, I could really see myself settling here and staying here forever, right? Well, not 5 minutes later, here come 2 government officials on horseback. Paper, right? This is the honest to God truth. They handed him this piece of paper. He looks at it, forlornly goes over to his wife and kids and says, "We have to leave." The Kansas tribe petitioned Washington, and they redrew the lines. We can no longer be here. And then he goes, "Those blasted politicians in Washington." And I thought to myself, isn't that so ironic that even the early settlers had to put up with all this crap?
That's right.
You work hard, you toil, you take risks, you face hardships. And what do? They bleep you.
Okay, wait a minute. I want to get back to Gunga. You still there, big boy?
Ganga.
I don't want to know what he's doing.
Ganga, what'd you buy me for Christmas?
Oh, I'm very, 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 very expensive. I can't tell you over the phone.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
I can tell you, Shirley, I saw him shopping at the dollar store.
Hey, we got a picture of you.
That was for you, Mallrat. That was for your gift.
Hey, Gunga. This picture that's coming up, this was you when you were a mall Santa.
Everybody's got to take a break sometime.
You told that little,
Yeah.
you made that little 4-year-old kid cry when he wouldn't give him a Smurf gun, And
Oh, yeah,
it brings the,
the Nerf
I want
gun,
to know what the edger was for.
What's I'm trying to figure out?
Guy.
What, he's got like a weed whacker rammed up his crack there, but I don't know what the hell's going on.
Can I ask Ganga a question? Ganga a question?
Go ahead, Paul.
Certainly.
Hey, do you ever shop at pawn stores?
At the pawn store?
Yeah, at pawn stores.
Not
Certainly
porn,
not.
not porn stores, pawn stores.
The porn stores, yes. The pawn stores, no.
I think you would be a natural at a pawn store.
Why would that possibly be?
Because I think you'd probably be a pretty good negotiator. You'd be able to get stuff, whatever that stuff is, in your case. I don't even know if I want to. At a pretty good price.
Yes, I'd probably get stuffed really well.
Yeah, maybe you need to run for office down there in Illinois and start negotiating some things.
Oh,
There you go, Ganga, run for office.
We'd run out of guillotines.
Hey, are you going to be up for the... All right, Gunga, are you going to be up for the poll production meeting this afternoon?
I don't believe I will be able to attend. I will try, but I'm saving myself for your shindig.
That's 3 weeks away.
Yes, and I've got 3 weeks of built up frustration.
Shirley, you better stay away from them.
No, I won't.
Oh, it sounds like your frustration will be taken care of, Ganga.
Thank you, Mollett. Will you participate in the three-way?
I'll videotape.
I always knew you were the voyeur type.
I almost fixated on this today. I don't know why, but I guess I can see why.
That was last night.
It was last night.
Hey, we have matching hats.
What do you get your camo for Christmas, Ganga?
I can't tell you.
You notice the Santa's helpers have matching hats with ours, so
Yeah.
that's.
How far am I from Rockford?
Yeah.
About 95 miles.
Oh, okay.
Why do you
There's a
ask?
Story there, like,
There's what?
there's a store there I think you would like. Pawn Daddy.
Mike.
Pawn Daddy.
Oh, okay.
Pawn
I was
Daddy.
there
Hey,
yesterday.
Ganga, is it true?
Yeah.
I think Scott asked you, but I'm trying to remember. You have a two-humped camel, right?
That's correct.
I heard that if you took a sweater that you have for the two-humped camel, turned it sideways, it would fit Shirley perfectly.
Her humps are much larger than my
Oh, come on.
We'd have to get a triple E.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Where's Henny Young when you need him? We don't even have.
And this one's back to Paul there. You say that store was GoDaddy?
Pawn Daddy.
Oh, Paw Daddy. I have been to the store Spank Me Daddy, and that was quite an experience.
Were you sore afterwards?
I was, and enjoyed every second of Mr. Barter's participation.
Oh boy.
Hey, I just want to point out something to you guys. I just want to point out something. It was exactly 10:43 when we lost control of this whole nonsense. But go ahead. Take to yourself.
He's a master of the ping pong paddle.
Hey,
Did
Paul,
he
I have
wear
a
his
question.
leather outfit?
Oh, Mr. Barter looks great in leather.
Oh,
Just ask Elmo.
Hey, Paul, I have a question for you, Paul.
Yes, sir.
Out of the two shows that I've heard you on this week, the one that I described that you called into, let's be honest. Which show has a greater impact on your life?
Get the bleep button.
Definitely this one.
I thought so.
Oh, you know what was interesting though? Did you hear after the show ended last week? Did you hear the conflict
Yes.
between Elmo and Scott? I thought that was outstanding.
Hey,
that was one of the best
I knew
endings
you would
to a
make-
show
I
I've
knew
ever
you
heard.
would
So
it was just a little difference of opinion. That's all. But you know,
I knew you guys would kiss and make up, and all you got to do is remember the Michael Jordan saying, "Republicans buy gym shoes too."
But did you notice Scott?
Oh, there's
Stop.
my picture again, Gunga. There's
No.
my picture.
Oh, yes, I've got it hanging over my bed as we speak.
Oh, good.
Paul, did you notice that Scott, instead of giving a logical argument as to why I was wrong, shut down the show like most Democrats do to the.
I'm not a
Oh,
Democrat.
yeah.
No, but you're
Yeah,
acting
he
like
was-
one. That's it. So
He was
they
very
shut-
emotional.
You're like Google and
Someone
Facebook and
was very
everything. You can't give a
logical.
logical argument, so you shut up.
Well, slap me up alongside the head.
Oh, I'd love to.
It makes you think. At least it made me think. Well, when you had the other show, why all of a sudden the one other guy disappeared?
What was that? I
The
couldn't hear you,
one
Paul.
man's opinion.
Are you referring to Elmo's predecessor as a co-host?
Yes.
I won't mention his name, but I can tell you, I didn't want to talk politics. And I didn't want to talk about politics in the city of Kenosha by 12 or 7 idiot aldermen. And to fill 2 hours with that, that's stale for me. I didn't
It's
want to
better
do
to
that.
talk, just be stupid.
Yeah,
I think that works better. So
I'll give you my honest answer. But he left on his own accord. And so that was his choice. I respect that.
Well, I think his business got too busy,
Right.
and
Okay,
as I was filling in, I gradually filled in more and more for him because he was unable.
Right.
He was had to tend to business on Saturday mornings, and that's.
I would, in all honesty,
I got
since
nothing-
you brought
wrong
it
with
up,
it,
Paul. I would rather make fun of politicians instead of taking a stance one way and or another. So let's
Make fun of what?
politicians in the system.
Understood. At least now I know where we stand with it.
Hey, I want to ask everybody: Does everybody here have a cousin Eddie in their life?
Are you referring?
Alaska?
Are you referring
To
to
the vacation guy.
the vacation?
Yeah, Christmas vacation.
Yeah, that was
Do
one
we
of the
all have
funniest movies
cousin
ever
Eddies?
made.
Right.
I do. I have one.
Because he's bring out the old RV out in front of that as he's emptying the thing into the gas thing and blows up the.
Yeah.
That was perhaps one of the first movies. It was Dennis Quaid or Randy Quaid, I forget. It was
Randy Quaid.
Randy Quaid.
Yeah.
Funny and
Yeah.
the lights. I used to decorate, and my daughters used to get all over it. What do you think you are, Chevy Chase? Well, I just put a couple spotlights up because there ain't nobody coming down here in front of 28th Street wanting to see how decorated I am. So I kind of.
Hey, Scott, you know what we haven't heard yet? Your top 10.
Oh,
Yeah, we're waiting.
I guess everybody else is waiting, right, Gunga?
Bated
I'm
breath.
waiting for the top. I'm waiting for your topless 10. Yes.
I think at some point we got to increase the number of callers that we allow on here.
Oh, yeah.
Because well, I'm looking at how many people are viewing and how many people are allowed to call in. That's
Oh, okay.
Okay, so maybe I'm sure like Captain Mike may be waiting and to give me a
Yeah,
report
where's
on what
Captain
happened
Mike?
last night.
All right, here we go. Written in our home office here in the confines of Barter Manor.
We have the Kenosha Today bell right here.
This week's top 10 thought-provoking category, the top 10 ways to find the Christmas spirit here in Kenosha. You guys are all looking for the Christmas spirit, aren't you? Well, I hope so, because that kind
Good
of
response. Okay.
this ain't gonna go real well.
Here.
I am.
Yes, I've got a bottle of Jack Daniels myself. I'm ready.
There, that'll get a bigger response. Okay.
Who's there?
Go.
Oh, top 10 ways to find the Christmas spirit here in Kenosha. Number 10, smoke weed with 3 whacked-out wise men on the trolley. Number 9, volunteer to be a mall rat with Frosty the Snowman's carrot. Number 8, decorate burnt-out car bodies with shredded mistletoe. Number 7, contribute to the school board's virtual Ugly Stupid campaign. Number 6, get on the Polar Express and see if you can get out of a pothole on 22nd Avenue. Number 5, everybody's going to love this one. Roasting camel dung on an open fire with Elf Gunga. Number 4, deck the halls with shots of Pfizer vaccine and hack into the little drummer boy's computer. Number 3, take a photo with Santa holding a Uzi and a Smurf AK-47. Number 2, take a neighborhood stroll through the uptown area and watch the bullets come a-whistling. And the number 1 way to find the Christmas spirit. You didn't even know what this is. All right, just leave the picture. Here's the number 1 way to find the Christmas spirit in Kenosha. Lay in a manger with a virgin wearing swaddling clothes in front of Barter Manor. That was just a coincidence that he put that
Oh,
up.
how sweet.
Oh, sweet. Gunga, did you think that was sweet?
Well, I was thinking about Shirley and fishnet stocking. Yes, and we're something on a bearskin rug.
You gave away her Christmas present, Gunga. Come on.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, wow.
So what, instead of the bearskin rug, do you just take a camel fur? You know, from one of Clyde's...
No. I don't.
I prefer a bearskin rug.
Wait, go ahead.
It's either bearskin or nothing. Not like you with a dirty towel laying down on it.
Well, that...
Shirley,
Yes.
is your favorite part of a football game the huddle, where you get to see all the players bending over and listening for the play?
Yeah, how did you know that?
I knew it, Shirley. Gongo, you got a wild one there.
Oh, certainly. And she makes a damn good cherry pie.
I do. I do.
Okay, well...
You said I do again?
Yeah.
I thought you would never say I do but to your husband.
Hey, Paul, every time you call in, it stirs the pot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hey. It stirs
Well,
the
Shirley's
pot.
got the pot to stir.
Right. I
Well,
certainly
Merry
do.
Christmas, everybody. I'd like to wish you a Merry Christmas, and I will talk to you later, Mr. Barger and Mr. Elmo.
Okay,
I love you, Ganga, love you.
all right.
Give your husband a big smooch for me.
Take it easy, Gong.
All right.
I still need
Merry
to.
Christmas.
Small rat.
I got to
Merry
try my new.
Christmas.
My
All
new.
right.
Christmas.
Shirley, I'm going to let you go, too.
Waiting for my present.
Okay.
Hey, Shirley,
Yes.
just remember the key to growing good pot is humidity control and good airflow.
You know, I wouldn't laugh.
I don't have any trouble growing the pot. It's doing great.
Actually, I wouldn't laugh because I think Paul's right. He's exactly right. Those are
Well-
good ingredients and lights.
Trust me.
We lost my friend the farmer. He was 84 years old and he died. But he had a great operation going. Let's put it that way.
Shirley, just remember, as more and more growers get their license,
Uh-huh.
the price goes up to meet the demand, and the price goes down. So hurry up and get yours sold.
That's it.
Right. I have to. Uh-huh.
Shirley,
Yes.
diversify into edible greens.
Uh-huh.
Grow lettuce, indoors, all that stuff.
Cabbage.
Right.
It's all about the cabbage. You know
Rock
that?
produce.
All right.
Parsley.
Hey, Paul, what's your favorite Christmas memory from Racine?
Mine,
From
No,
from
it's all
Racine,
about the
yeah.
cabbage. That's it. So that's it.
like something that happened in Racine, or just like something that happened to me.
Yeah, since you grew up there, right?
Yeah.
What's your all-time favorite Racine Christmas memory?
Well, probably when downtown was rocking before they destroyed it. Was going to the shops downtown, taking the bus when I was a kid downtown, because I lived on the north side, so 20-minute bus ride downtown.
You know, Paul, I had an
And
office there for 10 years. So 234 Main
and
Street.
then the Weary, you remember the Weary lights, the Weary family?
Yep,
They always had
yep.
like a rocking light Christmas light display. Those two things, and driving in the car on Main Street, right off of Main Street there, and going by and looking at their light display at their house.
I've been on Christmas Lane this year. I always get a kick out of driving down Christmas Lane.
How is it? I haven't seen it yet.
We shouldn't
Beautiful.
talk about Christmas Lane. I got a little history there, so that's the problem.
Okay, let's move on.
Okay.
Okay, Scott, what about you? What's your favorite memory? Do you remember when they invented the wheel?
That's the round thing that goes, right? Got to do this. Is that what you're talking about? Well, you know what?
Yeah,
Coincidence.
exactly.
I had just gotten my driver's license, and this was back in the day when I would tell my dad I'm going to one place and then go pick up my girlfriend and go down by the lake. And my best memory was coming home and thinking I gotten away with it.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dum, da-dum, ba-boom.
Actually, that's a true story. But then as I got older,
What was it? The story you're about to see is true. Okay.
as I got older, I had to be more creative. So, and we'll leave that for another time.
We'll be waiting to hear that, Scott.
Well, surely it sure beats the heck out of going into the upper balcony at the Roosevelt Theater with some guy in a pink leisure suit.
True story. That is a true story. I'm telling you, I never
Yep,
forget
yep.
that.
Okay.
Favorite?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, folks, we got to.
Well, I just want to wish all you guys a Merry Christmas, and I really enjoy the show and enjoy all you guys' comments and stuff, and
You know,
have a good one and Merry Christmas to all.
but I have to announce, unlike the people on the radio that are not going to be on the air, we're going to be here on the 26th and on January 2nd for Holiday Hangover Part 1 and Part 2, and that's so you can still join us.
Not that,
Okay.
not that we encourage that type of behavior, mind you, but
So you'll still be able to call in, and I
Right.
think we're going to take a couple weeks off in January maybe, but we will be around for so
Next-
you can lie around in your pajamas or whatever else you might like to wear, and
That sounds like fun. Good for you guys. You're going to be on.
we're going to be
That's
around
good.
for you. You know, we have our civic duty to our wonderful fans here, so we got to do that. We made that decision, so.
I'm sure you're all waiting for bated breath for the last 3 minutes of this show. We can run the replay from the last 3 minutes of last week, but that's all right. We disagree.
No, I'm going to sing. I got
No,
my.
okay. All right, we're gonna let.
No, I'm gonna sing.
Yeah, okay.
I got a couple new songs.
Okay.
I'm going to sing them.
We're gonna let you go, guys. Go. Elmo's gonna close this up with a couple of
Merry
his.
Christmas,
so-
everyone.
Merry Christmas.
All right, Polly.
Yeah, Merry Christmas,
I wrote this
everybody.
song.
Yeah, I love you and Dennis
All
and Scott and Elmo, and Merry Christmas.
All right.
No, I wrote this
That's
song.
right.
It's like a college fight song. It's not all the way done, but I get it.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye
Bye.
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 All right, go ahead, Elmo.
We need to murder all of Santa's elves. We need to kill them all today, so we don't making any toys for all the snot-nosed little girls and boys. And I don't know the rest of the song because I haven't written any of it yet. But I'll save it for next year.
That's the big ending. You know what? I forgot to bring in Santa got run over by a trolley. I can bring that next week, and maybe you can finish off your show or your
Well,
song.
we got Here Comes Santa. You can see the sight tracks coming down the chimney with a great big X, chopping up the children as they lie in their beds. Come Christmas morning, everyone will be dead. Ho, 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 there Santa goes, chopping up their heads and their fingers and the toes. Ho, 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 it's a great correspond. I can't remember. His snow white beard is spattered with blood every time his axe comes down with a thud. I just write horrible songs.
I can see. And the thing we criticized a mall Santa for making a
For doing
4-year-old
this.
kid cry for a Smurf gun. What the hell? You talking about chopping kids' heads off and blood on the. I can just.
That's okay. No, I really like Christmas. I actually do, and I wish everybody a Merry Christmas. And it's, I just don't like the commercialization. I'm really within what it really means.
Well, the retailers
That's-
have extended Christmas into almost mid to early November.
I ain't talking about the retailers. I'm talking about what it really means.
Well, yeah, I get that.
Okay,
So-
so that's
And folks, that is going to wrap it up for the December 19th edition of the Kenosha Today Saturday Morning Breakfast Club. I want to thank our sponsors, Barter's Financial Planning Services, Kenoshans for Open Honest Government, Charlie B's Kids for Cancer Treatment Foundation, and we have been streaming
you forget
live.
Santa Claus's X Factory. So that's the.
Let me finish this before you yank me off the air again. I've been streaming live this morning from the Barter Manor studio located on the corner of Happy and What Went Wrong. And so for Elmo and myself, until we meet again next week, we thank you for the privilege of your time and have a very safe and pleasant weekend. Now we
Thank you. We don't have any music, but.
I guess you pull the plug.
Well, can I? I'm not going to pull the plug. How about if I give a plug? We still have
Okay.
1 minute left,
okay.
and like,
Go ahead.
okay. if anybody feels comfortable, I think a bunch of the Germans will be singing Christmas carols at the Union Park Tavern at 7 o'clock on December 23rd. So if you feel comfortable about coming down there, everything. I think more people are dying because they can't get together with their friends and their families. So we're going to try to do it. We don't care what the governor says.
Let's let it go there. Well, that's
so
good.
we will be there, and we haven't practiced since March and stuff like that. So, but we're going to try to put it together. So
You guys used to sing at the museum too.
yeah,
Formal
we did.
type of
That's
concert.
canceled.
But
And,
everything's canceled. And I'm hoping that we can get.
actually, I got the message from Jason. Says I'm looking forward to having you sing again next year because he used to.
Yeah.
From Kenosha Community Television, they would come in and tape us something. Anyway, that's the end of the show, and
Goodbye.
Merry Christmas, everybody. We'll see you next week.